Hello and welcome to another episode of the Winning with Shopify podcast. If anyone's not tuned in before, my name's Nick. I've been hosting the show for a few years now, and I'm super excited that you decided to listen to today's episode, whether you've been a subscriber for a long time or it's the first time that you are joining in. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and also leave us a review. Even if you think it's rubbish, just hit the 5 stars anyway. Why not? Share the love. Obviously, if you don't think it's very good, I would love to hear from you. Please do go to www.podcast.com. Fill out any of the forms on the website, drop us an email. We'd love to know what you would want a little bit more of on the show, what you want a little bit less of, or any particular topics you would love us to cover as well. This isn't a one-way conversation. You can also join the Growth Hub. I'm in the Growth Hub. I've been talking to so many brands about so many of their problems, and actually some of the episodes we've been doing recently about TikTok and a few other topics have been specifically because brands in the Growth Hub have been asking for that. So check out the Growth Hub. It's completely free. Just go to www.spodcast.com and hit Growth Hub and fill out the form. We'll get you into the Growth Hub as fast as we can. Now, today I caught up with Mikayla from trueCABLE, and I've got a whole load of notes on this pad right here about the things we spoke about. Again, these lists are really gaining traction now, and I've had more emails about the funny things in the list saying, Nick, can you tell us the full story? Because you only did something that sounded a little bit more political correct in the actual recording. But yeah, if you want to know the full story about any of these things, let me know. But we spoke about reviews, team personalities, how to snatch customers. Interesting way of putting it, but it was quite funny. And Mikayla made some really good points about it. Creating a product quiz so people can find the product that is perfect for them. How to find out what level of customer knowledge customers have to then decide what kind of content to create. AI versus a human touch when it comes to content. Some very interesting points she shared with us on that. How to create a content machine and process where the entire team are now writing content, the whole of your business creating content, especially the technical people. We spoke about how they use SEO and email as their main two channels to drive everything, which obviously, don't have to pay for any traffic from SEO, and email just costs the same price as an email subscription. So super lean marketing. And she shares how they achieve that. We spoke about click-through rates on email, A/B tests they're running, saying no in your sales pitch, in your marketing and in your content. Customer justification for why they're buying their product, especially if it's a business product, justifying it to their boss. We spoke about the data and KPIs and metrics that they monitor on a regular basis, and also how marketing changes so quickly and how on earth do you keep up with that? Obviously, you need to click subscribe and listen to this podcast. Anyway, I'm joking, but over to today's episode. I hope you enjoy it. This is certainly not one to miss. So, Mikayla, welcome to the show, and most importantly, trueCABLE, welcome back. How are you?
Yes, thank you, Nick. I'm doing great. Yes, it's Friday, so happy to be here. Yeah, thanks for having
It
us.
is indeed. It is indeed. And we were just joking that we're both got Friday feeling, ready to go home at some point in the next few hours. And there's a couple of really long words in my questions that I probably won't use. But anyway, it's so good to have you back. Not you personally, but it's so good to have trueCABLE back on. We obviously had you guys on back in 2021. So if anyone can pause this episode right now and email me and remind me of anything we spoke about previously, I will personally send you a well done on email and a thumbs up and a selfie if you can do that. But for anyone that doesn't remember that episode or hasn't come across trueCABLE before, give us a bit of an overview to what you guys do and kind of how the business first got started would be amazing.
Yeah, so we got started back in 2015. So I was not here at that time. I've been here for about 3.5 years, but 2015 is when we started trueCABLE. So we're coming up on 10 years. But we're in the low voltage industry. So we sell anything from Ethernet cable to coax cable, connectors, tools, and then fiber optic as well. So that's kind of the industry that we're in.
Amazing. And I'm going to dive straight into a branding question because something I asked a few brands recently in a similar space to you here in the UK. Obviously, Ethernet cables as a thing they're not very exciting, and a lot of data stuff. I I don't mean to be rude, but I'm just going to say if you're doing your job really well, no one knows you're there. So my question really is you guys actually have a really fun and very educational brand. It teaches a lot of people about what's going on, but how do you create that on a product that itself you're I could buy these on Amazon, Walmart? How do you make it fun? How do you build a brand around that kind of product?
Yeah, we actually say it all the time, like, we don't sell a sexy product, right? It's not fun to market, like, it's a tough product. I would say our people. We work together and our people are fun and exciting. If you were to come to, like, one of our marketing meetings, you would see the energy, and I think that's what kinda helps us build that brand.
Obviously people buy people as well, and you guys are in a very kind of business to business space. It's You probably don't get too many orders from someone going, oh, I just need a new Ethernet cable to go from my router to my laptop or my TV or something. And obviously, as you say, I think people buy people. How do you how do you bring that across in marketing then, like on the website, in advert copy, in email? How do you bring the people to the front? Like, do you literally sort of say like, this week in the highlight is this team member and they're going to be on a live webinar, or how do you bring that to life as a business?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think for us, we definitely are big on we want to show our customers that we are real people behind trueCABLE, right? So, like for example, customer success. If you were to call us and you needed help or you had questions, you're going to get a real person on the phone. And I think that that helps build that trust with our customers. And we do that same thing when it comes to marketing, right? If you were to leave a review, we're going to answer every single review. We read all of them. We listen to our customers. If you give us feedback, somebody in the company, whether it's marketing or customer success, we're listening. We're taking that feedback and we're making improvements. Without our customers, there is no trueCABLE, right? So we want to hear our customers' feedback. We listen, and I think that that's something that's special about our company, and that's something that's special about our brand. Is that we are listening to our customers and making that feedback, taking that feedback, and then making those changes.
Yeah. I remember working with a company years ago. I don't actually know if they're still running, but they're called Crucial. And I used to buy RAM for laptops back in the day when you could take a battery out of a MacBook and just change the RAM. And it's the first thing you do is you buy a Mac, and instead of paying Apple for the better RAM, you buy it from Crucial. But I remember that firstly, they would always send you a little booklet, which is like literally just two sides of how to get the battery out, how to take the RAM out, put the new RAM in, put the battery in, turn it on, enjoy. And it was like, that was really useful. But also when it was when live chat had first come out. I'm a little bit older than I look, and I remember like going on their website the first time, and live chat just popped up going like, "Hey, what laptop have you got, and how much RAM do you need?" And I was like, "Oh, hello, yeah, I've got this laptop," and I would like, "How much can I have, and how much is it?" And they were like, "Click this link, sir. Let me know if you get any issues, but that's the one for you, and it costs this much." And he also said like, "And Apple would charge you $1,000 for this, and actually it's only 200 from us to use our RAM upgrades." And so I think that that kind of personal relationship. I mean, how much do you guys do kind of earlier in the sales journey, as much as the reviews and things are so useful to find out what customers doing and what they think? How much do you kind of inject that in earlier in the journey as well, that conversation?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I for us, especially when acquiring like new customers, right? I don't know if you've seen, so we have our Cable Academy and then we also have our YouTube channel. That brings out a lot of personality, especially with like our technical team, because we create video content showing how to use our products in the real world. Um, and our technical team is amazing. They have a great personality. They're funny, and I think that's kind of what draws people into trueCABLE is watching those videos. We're helping them in the beginning of their journey, right? A lot of customers or installers are trying to learn how to install this cable. Um, and so what we do is we create the content to show them, right? So we're showing them how to create how to do these installs with our products so that once they learn how to do it, they're like, "Oh, okay, I know. I've seen this brand." And then that's how we get them to then eventually purchase. So that's kind of how we snatch them up in the beginning of the customer journey is we're looking for what are these customers searching for in our industry online, and then creating content surrounded around what they're looking for.
Absolutely, and I love that because it's what we do a lot in my agency here, and it's almost become a USP of a marketing agency saying to the client like, who actually is your customer and what do they really want? Because you sell products, and I land on your website, and there's Shopify collections, there's product pages. I love to use the phrase marketplace. Like, don't be a marketplace. A marketplace just lists products, and they might have quite a good filtering system, but that's what Amazon does. The value add is Amazon's delivery, Amazon reviews, Amazon loyalty points, the free delivery through Prime, and all the TV that comes with it, etc. Like, the value adds are not the way they lay their website out, which actually means all of you little brands that are not as big as Amazon, you guys have got a real edge to bring that personality in. But I love the fact you use the phrase snatching up those customers. Almost like you're like kind of like they're on a journey to get to Amazon at some point to buy all their kit, and you're like, no, 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 no. We'll snatch them and bring them into our universe and go, actually, it's, forget the pricing and everything else. Tell us what you're trying to achieve, not what you want. And I think it's certainly in IT and infrastructure, it's so much more powerful because you must be able to advise and actually push like way more of a bundled solution. So if someone says, "Oh, I'm trying to buy an Ethernet because the internet on my laptop's really slow," and you guys say it's not an Ethernet you need this device that does whatever, and that changes things and it costs more, but I can solve your problem, not just give you the product you think you need. It must be quite a powerful kind of tool for you guys.
Absolutely. And we've even taken it a step further. If you were to look at our website, we have like an Ethernet cable finder. and a connector finder, right? So if a customer is coming on and they don't know exactly what they need, they can go through this quiz and it'll, at the end of the quiz, give them exactly the products that they need for their installation. So we're here to help them and we provide those tools.
Nice, nice. And I think the quizzes are so powerful. I've had clients make them and no one's used them before as well, which is a whole different. We won't talk about that today. It's a whole different topic of trying to get someone to engage with something rather than just buy the product. But I think certainly that quiz. I guess something that I'm going to assume that you guys know this for sure, but I'm going to assume that actually a lot of people don't really know what they want in your space, and that's part of your most powerful kind of marketing tool.
Yes. So we have obviously a ton of different Ethernet cables. And if you don't know exactly what you need for your installation, they're all used for different, some are outdoor, some are indoors, some are riser, some are plenum. So it's hard if you don't know the industry and you're not a professional installer and you're just trying to do this in your own home, or you're a small startup business and you're putting it into your new business. Yeah, most people don't know, right? So we try to provide those tools for those customers that may not know exactly what they need. Maybe they don't want to call us, right? Maybe they don't want to do a live chat. So we created these tools so they can just go on, like self-service. They can go through. It's like our technical team is walking them through it. Our technical team built it out for them. So it's, yeah, put that together just to help our customers figure out exactly what they need.
Yeah, yeah. And I wonder, I don't know if you're using AI already, but I do wonder, it's certainly IT space where AI almost has an opportunity at some point in the future where you can almost kind of talk to the AI and say, yeah, we've got 2 Wi-Fi routers, we've got 92 machines to connect up, 8 phones, a buzzer system on the door that calls one of the phones. And the AI kind of goes, cool, these are 3 components that could be a game changer for your infrastructure. Actually, and this one you could also buy to monitor what's going on, which tells you what's wrong, and plug me into it and I'll tell you what you need to change. But have you guys used AI at all at the moment? Is that something that's kind of come into play?
So for those quizzes, no, they were hand built by our technical team.
It's probably a good
I will say the marketing
idea.
team,
Yeah.
the marketing team, we do use AI just to help streamline some of our processes. But where we kind of struggle, or not necessarily struggle, but the challenge with AI is, especially in marketing, we want to keep that human touch. So we will use it for some projects, but we're always tweaking it, and we're never 100% using AI for any of our marketing projects. Like I said, we wanna keep that human touch when it comes to our marketing, so we will never fully use AI, but we will use it for some things, analyzing data or things like that. But yeah, it's used, but not for, like, those quizzes and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. No, it makes a lot of sense. And obviously, I work a heck of a lot of my time, and so do my team in SEO. And we were discussing the other day, and I sort of said to my team, like, show me one thing that has been written by AI that we've not tweaked. We've purely checked and not tweaked, but is live on a client's website. And everyone was like, oh, there'll be loads. And when we started looking, we're like, no, we had to change not change everything, but every single thing we had to do something to, whether it was a mess description, on-page description, add copy, that sort of thing. But I think, yeah, we're using AI for similar things, I think, to what you're saying as well. Like if we're analyzing data and you say to AI, here's 10 CSV files, match up all of this stuff for me in a Google Sheet, go, and use like ChatGPT for Google Sheets plugin, which is awesome, by the way, everyone. Best, like, I don't know what it costs, but it's like $15 a month or something. Absolutely insane. But I think it speeds up that process. But you've got to be so prescriptive to AI. Like, it can think for itself, but it needs all of the ingredients to do any thinking. It doesn't have the experience we do where you sort of say, hey, could you do this for me? And it goes, I've done this 100 times before, I've been doing this for 10 years. Actually, what I think you need is this.
Yeah.
AI doesn't do that. It just goes, here's the result, and it's wrong because it doesn't
Yeah.
understand the why.
Well, we tried it with our blogs, right? Because it takes a lot of time for our technical teams to write our blogs, and we wanna, free up a little bit more of their time to be able to help out customers and, work on product development. But we tried it out and the information just wasn't exactly what our technical team wanted to share. So yeah, we've kind of gone away from using AI for blogs. And our technical team is still fully writing those out for everyone. It's just we focus on quality over quantity, especially when it comes to like our blogs. And we want to make sure we're providing correct information. So yeah, we did try it out for blogs, but we moved away just because our technical team wasn't, well, they weren't happy with it. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm going to go. I know we had 5 points to talk about, and anyone listening will not be surprised by this at all. I haven't touched any of them yet. We're kind of tiptoeing around a couple of them, but we've not spoken about them. I will come back to them in a sec. But you've just mentioned something I think really interesting and actually quite empowering is your technical team write a lot of the content for the website. And it sounds obvious when I say it like that, but I mean, I've met thousands of brands over the years, and hardly any of them really connect up, actually, like the experts to the marketing bit. It's normally like, oh, you're the marketing team, you write the content. And the marketing team are like, but we can market things, but we need to know the things to market. So like, we need you to write the technical guide, and then we can push it out and get customers to engage with it and generate leads or new sales as a result. It almost sounds like you've got almost the complete company are all content writers second after all of their first day jobs. Is it literally like that?
Yeah, so technical and marketing work extremely close together. So we do have I have somebody on my team who does SEO for us. And so what he does is he'll go through and he'll search the internet, right? And he's finding those topics that we're either not ranking for, keywords that customers are searching that maybe there's no content out about. And we'll put all of that together in like a Google Doc, and we'll go to technical and we'll say, hey, here's the things or the topics that marketing needs for SEO purposes. And technical then will be like, okay, well, here I can write something about this, or I can do a video about this. I can create a mock install about this, and we can, show how to do that. So, and then from there, our actual content creation studio room is in Kansas City. So we travel 2 to 3 times a year, and we go out and we shoot all of our content. And then the technical team will then create those blogs, add the videos. So yeah, we work very closely together. Technical is the ones that are writing the blogs, and then marketing will take it from there and add any additional keywords or SEO that we need.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Sounds like the dream setup. I wish if
yeah.
any of my clients are listening, guys, call me. Like we need to we need to chat. But I think as I say, it's so important to have that. One exercise we did years ago, which it was very different for your brand, but for anyone that listening that like you stock other brands, so you have like a merchandising team. I spent a lot of time at TJ Maxx over the years, and they won't mind me saying this. TK Maxx, we call them in the UK, but TJ Maxx out in the US. I spent a lot of time with the UK and European teams here saying, look, why don't you buy this at this time of year? Because 3 months after, if you buy it in January, I know by March, April, people are starting to search for it on SEO. And so let's get it all on the site. And they sort of said, oh, but that creates a warehousing problem. So next thing you know, the SEO guy is explaining how much more warehousing space we need. And it was just random projects, but it was like, okay, when people are looking for prom dresses now, we're number one for prom dresses like a month in advance. We've got loads on the shelves, and we're calling them prom dresses, not like party dresses, going out dresses, etc., etc. And if you were to search for like a maxi dress or a maxi skirt, we're like, hey, is this for your prom? We've got a whole prom category actually, because we know January is the biggest month. Even though prom season is like May to July, people are looking early, and it's like getting inside customers' heads, I think, is so key. But so it's awesome you've got your teams linked up like that, because I think certainly with SEO, you have that data which your SEO person does, finding those keywords and seeing, okay, people are talking about this. Let's take a step back and have a deep breath. What do we want to respond to that search, that question, that query with? And I love that you mentioned as well, like almost doing my job for me here, explaining how important SEO is. But I think the thing you mentioned really, really clearly there as well is like, if there's no content about it, but if people are looking for it, it's hard to find those opportunities. But when you do, it's like, just strike. We need we need that content process to just strike and get it all set up quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, SEO is SEO in our blog content is, well, I guess that's the first question, but we can get into that one a little bit later.
Well,
But
yeah,
yes.
I mean, if that's the answer to the first question, so for anyone sitting home going, what is this first question? The first question was supposed to ask Mikayla, which marketing tactics have shown the highest ROI? Is it SEO by any chance?
Maybe it might be.
Okay,
Yes,
no spoilers. Go on,
there's
tell us.
there's two. So it's our content marketing, and then our email marketing is extremely big as well. So content marketing, that's our Cable Academy with our blogs and our YouTube videos. I already dove into that a little bit, but yeah, we're looking for those topics that our customers want. What are they Googling? What are they looking for? And we're creating that for them. Maybe there's content out there already about it, but we're going to do it better. We're going to show them how to do it with our products. We have created a catalog to where everything works together as a system. So we're going to show you how you can purchase everything with us, and you can do your entire install just by shopping at trueCABLE. So that is one of the first ones. And then email marketing, that one is extremely huge for us, especially with repeat business. So we're sending out weekly campaigns. we have a tremendous open rate. Our customers are actually engaging with that content. We in those emails we're sending out, our blogs that we're doing. Customers are reading them. They want to see the new blogs that we're putting out every week. We're showing them new products that we're launching, um, the new videos, things like that. So our customers are engaging with those, and then we also created flows, right? So like abandoned cart, we're sending out reminders like, hey, you started a cart last week. Just want to remind you that it's there, and that is also probably one of our highest ROIs when it comes to marketing.
Awesome, awesome. Right, I'm writing down a couple of questions because I think there's some really good mileage in some of the things you've said here, actually. And again, topics we get asked about a lot from you guys listening at home. First, one I'm going to say is your finance director must love you guys. SEO and email are like two of the most cost-effective channels. It's not Meta ads, it's not Google ads, it's not like let's get the biggest, most world famous influencer we can find, and they cost $1 million a minute. Which is not that is not a made up fact. there's one influencer one of our clients worked with, and it was 8 minutes cost $8 million. Cool. But yeah, this very lean way of doing things, which is cool, very organic, which actually feels like you as a brand, as a business, and as a team, you're not trying to like force things on people. You're just going, hey, you need this. We'd love to help. We'd love to chat, and it feels like that in terms of your channel mix at the same time.
Yes, so especially to the website, most of our traffic is organic. Now, don't get me wrong, we do paid ads, like, that is something that we definitely do, but we do a darn good job of organically getting customers to the website. Um, so yeah, I'll ask our accounting team today if they do love us for that for that reason.
Well, Christmas is
But
coming, so you could ask them about Christmas bonuses as well. That'd be
right.
a really good thing to put on the agenda. But I think it's certainly a good thing to do. And I remember, again, I can't remember exactly who we had in the team. I think there were one or two of the guys who joined us 3 years ago. Do you want to up your influencer marketing game? Do you want to meet more influencers, have a better working relationship with influencers? You might even be struggling to talk to them in the first place, or even get them to talk about your product and post to their audiences. Well, at Winning with Shopify, we have teamed up with Affluencer, which is an app you can install on Shopify, and it comes with a 30-day trial. And even in those first 30 days, you can meet a load of influencers and start promoting your product. So there's no excuse. Go and install the app, start the 30-day trial, and give it a go yourself and see how you get on. Which my memory is terrible as to what I did yesterday, let alone 3 years ago. But I remember when you guys were on before, I remember a real focus of our episode as well was around content. So it's really cool actually to hear how that's evolved over the last sort of 3 years, and or nearly 3.5 years now, but how it's evolved and still such a close part of what you guys do. I'm going to ask a slightly sneaky question, and feel free to say I'm not answering this, it's our secret sauce. But you mentioned about email and abandoned carts and like hey, you've left this in your cart. What would you say for you guys is like a really good punchy call to action? Like, is it your cart's there and it's just a kind of like, go and have a quick look, a very subtle thing? Do you find it works sometimes just like pick up the phone and talk to one of our guys internally, or like you put some really complicated bits of kit in your cart yesterday, like come and have a chat with us, or have you seen this technical guide where those items exist? Like, how does it work best for you guys if you found an abandoned basket?
Yeah, that's a good question for CTA. So I'll say this. We do a lot of A to B testing. And just recently, this is not just for emails, this is for the website as well. There are certain words that increase conversion rate. So we do a lot of A to B testing, and that's kind of how we've found our secret sauce. What those words are, I'll keep to myself. However,
That's
we
fine.
do a lot of A to B testing. We definitely started honing in on that this year, and that's something we'll continue to do moving forward. But A to B testing and finding those words that are customers, because it's every customer is different, right? Depending on what industry you're in, it's not going to be the same for every industry. So figuring out what those words are, and what our customers want to see. So yeah.
No, it's good. And I mean, A/B testing. I'll be honest, we haven't done enough episodes on it. If I'm completely transparent, it's been the biggest focus for our team for 2 years now. Is whether it's like running, which I've kind of always done. Like 18 years now, I've been running 2 ads on Google Ads side by side and going like, right, use the experiment feature in Google Ads now. Like 50% of impressions here, 50 here. This one gets less clicks but more revenue. Brilliant, less cost, more revenue. That's exactly what the ROI is better over here. But doing it on websites where it's certainly on the landing pages for PPC, where it's like, all right, if I give more product information, do I increase conversion on desktop and or mobile? And if I give less information, what happens then? And you start to learn that your customers like, I just need this thing, add to cart, buy it, it's all cool. And we just got the right 3 bullet points at the top. I guess for your customers as well, like if it's a replacement product, more likely to go, I just need a replacement Ethernet. I'm already a customer. I've got the kit. I set fire or I cut through it or something's gone wrong and I just need another one. But then actually digging down into like more detail and where people want more, I guess something you guys have probably tested is like when in the customer journey to put in front of them here's a piece of like more explanative content around how the system works, the kit, the wider thing. Because it's always hard in e-commerce, isn't it? You don't want to interrupt that buying journey and go, I know you're about to add to cart and give us your credit card number, but read some fun stuff. It's like, no, not now. Just get the purchase. But
Yeah, and it's been a challenge, I think, for us because we have 2 different types of customer bases, and I think trying to feed both of them has been a challenge. We do a pretty good job of it, right now, but that is a focus for moving into 2025 is how do we kind of market those 2 different customer bases, and give them what each of them need?
absolutely. And I think it's not unique, is it? We've had quite a few clients of ours that are like, we do a lot of wholesale. We want to go direct to consumer. How do we market to both audiences? Or we do loads direct to consumer, but actually wholesale sounds fun. One order, $200,000. Hey, it's great. If I could get 2 of those a year, great. I've bumped the revenue up quite nicely. So I think certainly having the 2 audiences is a challenge. And what you don't want to do is have a like retail customer go, what's this kind of volume? I just need like 4 Ethernet cables for my small business office versus someone who's like, I need 20,000. Are you going to give me some sort of discount? Like, I need this kit for an entire street, of offices. But I mean, how important would you say is like product diversification for you guys? And that was the long word, by the way, my notes, everyone. Long word for a Friday. But how important is that, would you say, for then drilling down to like, these are our best sellers versus our not best sellers? And the alternative would be having a really small product range where it's just like we just have 3 products.
Yeah. So, I'm obviously not in product development, I'm in marketing, but what I can say, and it goes back to our same thing in marketing, right? We focus on quality over quantity. So, when we first started out back in 2015, we were just strictly bulk Ethernet cable. You can go on the website and kind of see what that looks like, but we've expanded since then. We've gone into Ethernet, now tools, connectors, coax, fiber, and we have a lot of plans to continue increasing our catalog going into 2025. But we're not just throwing any products out there. Every single product goes through testing with our technical team. And I can tell you right now, if they don't like it, we're not selling that product. And it'll go back. It'll go back. And we'll try again and we'll recreate and then we'll test again. And if our technical team says no again, we'll go back to the drawing board. So quality over quantity 100% when it comes to product development. We're not just going to put a product out there because we want to get a sale. We're going to put a product out there because we actually truly believe in it.
Yeah. And you guys are obviously playing the long game there of going, even if sales are really slow on day one, we believe in this product and we know we're going to get the reviews long term. And then in 5 years, it could be a bestseller. But like, you guys have obviously been trading for 9 years now as well, which is a really amazing amount of time. You always staggered by the stats of how many Shopify stores start and stop in like 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly during COVID, it was a particularly bad thing. But I've certainly found that over the years, like saying no in sales conversations or even in marketing can also be really powerful. So do you guys ever like actually push content out to say like, look, you guys are all our customers, you're all asking for this, but actually there's a reason we're not going to do it. There's a reason we're not going to change the product or build a new product or provide that ourselves. Do you guys ever go to market almost with like a no marketing strategy rather than a yes
Oh,
strategy?
absolutely. Especially like if somebody comments, our technical team. So if it's like a technical comment or somebody's asking a question, our technical team writes
Yeah.
it out for us,
Oh,
and we
awesome.
actually
That is cool.
we
Yeah.
post it. But absolutely, like if there's a reason, for instance, not that I don't know how familiar you are, but like Cat 7 and Cat 8, um, there's certain reasons that we don't sell that, and our technical team will tell them. We have videos on Cat 5e versus Cat 6 versus Cat 7 and why we don't have those products. So yeah, we are fully transparent with what we're carrying, why we're carrying it. Um, like I said, we listen to our customers. So on our website, we have a product questionnaire. So if our customers want to send us feedback or give us ideas of like what they want to see new products being launched, They can fill out that questionnaire and send it over, and our technical team reviews it, and that kind of helps us guide product development. So we know what our customers want, and we're getting it straight from the source. So
Love
yeah,
that. And I guess another thing as well is, given your type of product, you're going to get a load of business purchases. And if a small customer comes along, someone like me, small team, I buy everything for the team, like it's my credit cards, my decision. It's a very different equation to when it's like, okay, I'm the finance director or the buying group director or something of a bigger organization. And actually, I need to justify to someone why I've bought what I've bought. And it's a lot easier to justify it if they get a bit of content from you and go, well, I spoke to these guys actually, and I wanted to go like Cat 8 or Cat 50. Let's go in the future slightly. But yeah, I wanted to buy the best number I could, and they told me actually it's a marketing gimmick. We don't need that at all. So I've gone and saved us like 80% actually on our. So I told you I do know about different cat cables, but I think they're saving a bit of money actually by going, and we don't need to invest in the biggest and the best. We just need the one that's right for us.
yep, absolutely.
Cool. Cool, cool. And let's talk about data then, because obviously marketing revolves around data. And there's always this argument between the creative people that came up with the whole, like some idea that made it all work in the first place anyway. So we can't ignore them. And there's always a bit of an argument between them and the data people who say, like, prove to me it's going to work. Otherwise, you can't do it. And there's always a little bit of push and pull. What sort of metrics do you guys, as a business, as a Shopify store, as a marketing team, what kind of metrics and KPIs are you just constantly gripped to? Is there a particular one or two that are like more important than anything? How do you guys monitor?
Yeah, I would say it truly depends on what marketing we're looking at. Is it social media? Is it email? Is it, SEO? But what I will say is when I first started at trueCABLE and moved over to the marketing department, we were obviously still a little bit younger. So the biggest goal was just to push content out to get, our brand name out there. And I think now we're at a point, 2024, I really, really challenged the marketing team to look at data and look at analytics, and let's guide our marketing strategy based off of that. And so that's what they've truly been focusing on this year, and they've done a tremendous job. And that's something we'll continue to do next year. Um, we're a lean team. I've said that a couple of times, I believe, but we're not. You may look at our website and think we're a huge company, but we're truly not. I can name every single person that works at trueCABLE, in every single department. So we are a small team. So one thing that we're really focusing on, especially this year and next year, is just prioritization, right? What marketing strategies are really working well for us, and let's focus on those. So I know you mentioned, you were asking about what data and KPIs we're looking at, but it truly just depends on what we're looking at. Is it email marketing? Is it social media marketing? Um, a couple I can name off is obviously for emails, click-through rates. How often are our customers actually clicking on our content? What content are they clicking on the most, right? Because we want to obviously give them what they're looking for. Social media engagement, views, things like that. Um, Website conversion rates, obviously, is what I'm looking at heavily. So yeah, those are just a couple that we're looking through fairly often, on the marketing team.
Awesome. And what I love is it's not just probably what I would probably put in there as a, someone who works purely on search is like, right, we spent that, we got this ranking, how much money have we made? I love that you guys actually, again, back to the ethos, the first thing you told us is like, we want to help our customers. And actually you're focused on where are we engaging with them? Are they opening our emails, reading our content, and are they engaging with us on social? Because you know that if you do that, you're going to be front of mind when they're like, I need something, these guys sell it, I'm going straight to them, regardless of, not specifically trueCABLE, just any brand at that stage. But I certainly, it's interesting you say about the teams like focusing on analytics and analysis. The amount of businesses we've come into, and we've actually taken on, and I won't name any names, and I shouldn't say too much about this because I don't want to look bad, but certainly a few brands we've taken on recently as clients in the last few weeks, a lot of them don't even have GA4 set up, or they're like on Shopify and GA4's there, but it's not recording revenue or product views or add to carts. And we kind of come in and going like, oh yeah, here's our pitch. We can change this, change this. It doesn't take long, but then once we get the data, then the kind of phase 2 kicks in, which is trying to train the marketing team at the client as well. Like, you guys need to be looking at this. You keep throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks, but then you don't see what's actually stuck. You don't see what customers are actually using, clicking on, engaging with. And we certainly had one situation recently where we did a CRO test with a client, and the result came back, and I was like, surely this is one of the best ideas. It's my idea to launch this thing, so try not to be biased. I was like, surely this is the best bit of revenue uplift we've ever seen. It's like
Yeah.
3 times as good. 3 times. Every dollar you make here on version A, you make $3 on version B. We're rolling it out, and they're like, oh, I don't know, the conversion rate's dropped. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Look at the average order value. This is perfect. Less orders to send out. You offer free deliveries, less deliveries to pay for, less customers to manage. We've got 3 times the revenue, like literally buying 3 products instead of 1. And they were like, oh, yeah, but we were trying to improve the conversion rate on this. And it's like just banging my head against the wall. Like, come on, guys. If it's not to grow revenue, what is I can make your conversion rate incredible if we start selling products at £1 each. it's not going to help. So I think it's an amazing journey you're on, but there must be some road bumps in that sometimes as well, I think, with the team. And we won't go into too much detail because obviously some of them will listen to this as well, but they sound amazing. And sometimes you find that someone's like, wow, look at this one stat. And my point being is that, no, you've got to look at the whole picture. Look at the whole. It's great people are reading that article, but we're just giving them the answer, and it doesn't involve any of our products. So we're getting traffic, we're giving away content for free, and then they're leaving and not buying anything. I've also seen that where it's like we thought it was successful, there's no conversion.
Well, and that's yes, I guess 2 things to go off of that. That's something we've worked with, like, the technical team on, right? Because 'Cause they'll come up with ideas and like, "Oh, this is a content that we wanna push out." And we look, in the back end and we're like, "Nobody's searching for that." So maybe one customer had that question, but is the time that you're gonna spend writing that article for one customer that may not ever purchase, is that worth it, right? So and that's a battle because we wanna be able to provide all content that we can. We wanna give all answers that we can, you know, so it's a struggle to figure, to find that balance. But I feel like we do a fairly good job of doing that, providing the main information that's needed, that will also help the business. So
Yeah, absolutely. And we do it at the podcast as well. Every episode, we're like, what are people looking for on YouTube, on Google? What other episodes are out about this? Which ones have the most likes, the most reviews? Like, we look at that engagement and go, right, let's do an episode on this, for example. But you always get that one where you're like, this is going to be fun for our existing listeners. It's not going to gain any new ones. You put it out and go, oh, look, we've gone viral. How hilarious. I was not expecting that. But obviously, you guys, you're doing a really good job of it, and it sounds like it's evolved so much since I last spoke to some of the team at trueCABLE. But that also comes with challenges, doesn't it? There's challenges around scaling. You don't want to scale too fast. If something's not working, and I say this to clients all the time, if something's not working, we definitely don't want to scale that. You're going to you want to scale a solution, not a problem. What kind of challenges have you guys come up against with scaling?
yeah, especially in the marketing team, digital marketing moves fast. You have to stay up to date with trends, and things are changing constantly. So for the marketing team specifically, we really focus on, or the biggest challenge is our pipeline is completely full. We have so many projects that we want to dip our hands into. We have, so many different things that we want to do, and we just can't do it all. So the biggest challenge is coming together as a marketing team and saying, hey, what's really, impacting the bottom line here? What can we truly focus on that's going to grow this company, basically? So really, the word we've been using this year is prioritization. We have to prioritize our projects, and we have to do those that are going to help the business first, and then we can get to some of these other projects where they sound cool. Maybe it'll help the business, right? But we just don't know. But we do know that these X, Y, and Z. This will actually really help push the needle. So let's focus on those first. So I'd say that's probably the biggest challenge, is just because we are a lean team, we have to prioritize a little bit more than maybe bigger companies, just because we just don't have that many people to help. So now, as the business grows, the marketing team grows, right? We grew last year, we're going to continue to grow this year, and then also next year. So we'll continue to do that, but we will always be a lean team. So prioritization will always be extremely important for the marketing team.
Yeah. And I think I usually use the phrase like, no idea is a bad idea. I now don't believe in that at all. I actually do think there are ideas we could quantify as a bad idea. And I think it's, as you say, it's prioritization. What is the North Star? And I think you mentioned the phrase bottom line. I couldn't agree more. It's what actually pushes the business. And actually going back to what you're saying earlier about A/B testing as well. It's like whenever, like even with the podcast, whenever my team are like, hey Nick, we should do this. We should send out a short version of the episode and a long one. And I'm always like, all right, we'll do. And we literally, if anyone wants to go and see on our YouTube channel, we put out, I think it was either 3 or 4 short versions that were like 6-7 minutes long, and we put out the main version. The main version's getting over like 1,000 to 5,000 views a week, And the short version, I think the best one was about 80. And I was like, we tried it, guys. We tried it, and it's not working. So we might have actually taken them down now. I think they might still be there. In fact, if they're not there, I'm going to make sure they are there at the time of this episode going out. So you guys can go and see the difference. But yeah, short versions don't work on YouTube. People want to watch the whole thing. And so that's been fascinating, like just an example of like little tests that you do to see what happens. But certainly with the amount of content you guys write as well, some of it must be like, right, we wrote this bit of content and we've had like 10 hits on it from SEO this week. But we think we're going to get 10 hits a week for 10 years now. That adds up. There's quite a bit of content actually, and that's going to help. If we can release 10 of those a month, like actually it does start to work and start to build the overall profile. So going back to exactly what you're saying about analysis and analytics, you guys must have the same thing of going, look, we're willing to try it, but as you say, like prioritize what we think is going to be the biggest thing based on what we've done previous.
Oh yeah. We're big on throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. Our CEO says that all the time. Um, yeah, we will try anything once, right? If we all are like, hey, let's give it a shot, and we all agree to try it, yes, absolutely, because you'll never know if you don't try, right? That's with anything in life. But yeah, absolutely, we love to try new things because I think that's what makes us different. We're not afraid to try new things, and we're willing to take those risks. So, and that's something I'm grateful for, to be a part of a company that allows us to take those risks, right? I'll go up to, my boss or the CEO and say, hey, like, here's an idea we have. And, they're like, okay, Mikayla, like, let's give it a shot, check analytics, and we'll see how it is in a year. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then we move on to the next. So, yeah, that's a huge part of trueCABLE. I think that's what makes us so successful.
Yeah. And you have to have a good business in the first place, though, don't you? Because all this stuff costs time, it costs money. So we've quite a few clients, especially on Google Ads, for example, where we say, right, 10% of the budget. So if the target's 5-1, we're going to add another 10%. So we're going to make it 5.5-1. Now we can use 10% of the budget. It's a really simple bit of maths. 10% of the budget, we can now whack into testing, and we can actually spend it on whatever we want. But we've got to achieve that 5.5 first to then know we've got that extra room to play with. And every time we find something, it's like you go from being the finance director's worst nightmare of like, why are we spending 10% of our budget on this thing? It doesn't work, to suddenly like, how much could we spend on that thing? And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, we could spend more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, look, I really appreciate your time, okay? It's been great to chat to you, and we'll bring things into land here. But most important question, if someone's listening to going, you guys sound awesome, like I want to see the business, see your social media and everything else that's going on. What's the web address? What are your social handles? How can people reach out and see the amazing work you're doing?
Yes, truecable.com. You can search us up on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and then definitely YouTube. Check it out. That's where you'll see all of our faces on there. You'll see our content. And then, yeah, if anybody's interested in our Cable Academy, that's on our website as well.
Amazing. And one of my team did make a joke earlier because my surname is Truman. Nick, if you got some sort of shareholding in trueCABLE, I don't. I do love the name, but I don't. It's one of my team were asking like, have you running a second business we don't know about? But no, absolutely. I used to have a company called True Line though, which was very similar to trueCABLE. But anyway, Mikayla, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been great to chat, and I really appreciate all the insights you shared with us today.
Yes. Thank you, Nick. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome. And for everyone listening at home, make sure you check out Growth Hub. Please come and join in. It's awesome. We've just rebuilt it, and we've got so many events and things coming up. It's completely free. So definitely check that out. And if you're listening for the first time, please hit the subscribe button, leave us a review, and we'll be back again next Friday. Hope you can join us then. Do you ever find that in your warehouse you have dead stock? You can't sell it, no one wants to buy it, and you can't get a refund on it. Or alternatively, you're missing inventory in your warehouse that you need. You've got sales coming in and you're low on stock and you haven't ordered more stock in time. All these things hit profit, and I've been there. I've run my own Shopify store and had exactly that problem. But we've partnered it up with Inventory Planner, who have the most incredible app to help you manage that and forecast exactly what products, what SKUs, even down to what color of product you need to order in advance to make sure stock levels remain consistent throughout. They're also running a 7-day boot camp, and if you want to go and sign up to that, it's 7 emails over 7 days, and it takes the same amount of time as your morning coffee. And in 7 days, like me, you can become an inventory management pro. Both links are in the description. Enjoy.